Okay, we're going to the magic tent first. Hey, I guess I should fight this guy. I could have sworn I fought this dude before. Did I not? Well, okay, no, because the last one was 4, and that's 5. Well, we're over. We're over officially. We're over halfway in. If my run-ins with this guy are in any way, shape, or form connected to my progress in the game. Let me really quick get my notes app open. Okay. Okay. What does that say down there? Lupus and Fabula. Okay. Okay. Mavehead 5, puzzle. Oh. Okay. Stage light farthest right? That's right, I still can't do the, camera in this. Okay. Lupus? Lupus and Fabula? And holding book in left hand, standing to windows, technically right, as facing left. What is she doing? Is she doing anything wild, like with her fingers like before? No, I don't think. Okay. Oh, dang, there's a chair behind, that guy. Hang on, man. Holding book in his left hand. With chair and bucket of paint behind. With chair, bucket of paint. And... oh, dang, the bucket of paint is in front of him. Let me add a note for that. I don't trust this dude when he points his revolver at my nose and asks me questions. No, Shawnee asks me for... okay, no, for sure not. Never mind. And 4 footprints behind him. That's just what I'll have to remember. Okay. Let me count the painted panes in this window, and I think we got it. Five, technically 7. Okay. 4 footprints behind him. That's the only thing I didn't write down. I remember it all. Was he wearing Hanes or Fruit of the Loom? Wait, wait! You know what's crazy? I didn't even see a bucket. So the answer's probably 4. But I'm gonna count them. Okay. Okay. I don't... I don't know what was causing that guy to chase me before, but he sure ain't chasing me now, which is kind of wild. Thanks for the dollar. I don't know where that came from, but yeah. Oh, let's hope it's the same room. It is. It is. It's 5. Dang, it's 1 brush. I'm a fool. Interior hotel lobby at dusk. The woman comes back from her walk, with Rudy trotting alongside her. The man is waiting for her. He's standing by an easel on which there's a prop window placed. It's poorly painted with red paint, half finished. The man's clothes are stained with red paint. Had a nice long walk. The woman doesn't notice the change in his demeanor. The man is shaking from barely concealed rage. He pulls up a notebook from his inner pocket. What is this? The woman squints at the notebook. It's my early sketches from the maze. Is something wrong? It's just a lot of numbers. It's vectors and coordinates for the computer. Take responsibility. Don't hide from the OCU3. I'm sorry, don't hide behind the OCU3. My bad. I'm not. It's just to create anything with it. I need to. And this window, I had to paint it red myself. I stained my favorite suit. Well, I didn't know you wanted. It's your job to know. Well, to do my job, I need some directions. Directions are for tourists and amateurs. Simple people who paint waterfalls. I hired an artist. One who understands the rules of this game. I must say that I'm very disappointed in your lack of passion. The woman takes a deep breath as if to calm down and change her approach to please the man. I'm sorry. This project's a bit confusing at times. What's the window for? The man stares at her in disgust. Perhaps you should paint a waterfall instead. The man hands the woman her notebook and then he storms off. She notices a piece of paper stuck in between the pages and pulls it out. Meet me in the chapel tonight. Do not tell him. Ominous. Go meet the magician, so don't take the page up to the guy. Rudy, what is that? Okay, still nothing. Then stop barking. Seeing as you have a ticket, I suppose you're here for the show. Well, all I have left is this lice-infested wagon. The horse which carried it is as dead as magic. I'm now but a nameless vagabond with a violent past. Only the most red of roses could awaken the memories of my great show. Yes! I remember it like yesterday. Do you? Dang, Lorenzo, I gotta keep it a buck with you, buddy. I don't remember it like it was yesterday. What do you want me to... First, I gotta catch this dollar. Hang on. Oh, buddy, you're in the way of my money. Hang on now. That's what I thought. Hey, oh, one more. Oh, no, wait! This theater is a tragic lie. A parade for the slumbering. The main attraction is waiting on the stage. But on the edge of this deception, there are lost woods. Travel there to hear the stories passed down through centuries. For a modest gift, he can arrange your journey. Find me there. Okay. Give me that dollar, dog. What are you doing? I know what you want to see. You don't want to make money. You want to look at the pause screen. Actually, game, I gotta tell you, you're wrong. Thank you. Okay, great. So then I gotta go this way. Oh, hang on. I gotta dodge all these magicians so I can go talk to a person with an owl mask, I think. Surely at one of these borders there will be an opening, otherwise she wouldn't have said what she would have said. And they wouldn't have told me in the tutorial to listen to people with owl masks. I'm gonna say bad words. Welcome to the side, so sister. For a measly 10 American dollars, I can show you a trick I call the disappearing woman. It might take you to unexpected places. Your support keeps the arts alive, sister. Now please brace yourself. You've traveled far to get here. Come closer and I'll tell you how this all started. This is the tragic story we call the legend of creation. Thousands of years ago, the third eye shone over the islands in the far east. But one night it fell from the sky. A human found it, and when she held it, she saw the magic of this world. She had a vision, so she painted the creature in red ochre on a cave wall. At night, the crimson beast awoke. It spread chaos and death and devoured the human and her people. The story of the red creature became legend, but the third eye lived on and appears in the most unlikely of places to this day. Okay. Is this gonna steal all my money and take me to the same thing? Or is it gonna tell me a different legend? It's not the same one.
Your journey has been long to reach these lost woods. Come closer and I'll tell you one of the legends we speak of in this forest. This is the tragedy of the tale of the Baroness and the treasure hunter. Long ago, there was a noble human born in a palace. Hidden in her palace was a long-lost treasure with a will of its own. Paint the world in red, it whispered to her in her dreams. Driven by the influence of the treasure, she painted a treasure hunter who appeared in her palace as if real. Together they set out to find the treasure known as the Third Eye. When they found it, all magic and wonders of the world appeared before them, but with a vision came a great misfortune. The artist said, "Who needs eyes when there's nothing left to see?" She cut out her eyes and blindly fell to her demise, not as a human baroness nor artist. Instead, she had become art. She had turned into red paint from an old rusty bucket. Her whole world faded away, as did the treasure hunter, but the Third Eye was once again prepared to trade hands.
Okay. I feel sorry for her. That's really rough, actually. I don't have enough money for three more of these. I don't even have enough money for two more of these. Do I need to just go collect more dollars? Surely you tell me. Talk to the one on the stage. Be welcome to Teatro Rosso, sister. Our ancient order knew your return. Our prophecy told of a sister bringing us magical cards. We saw that it would open the doors of her past. Tell me, sister, did you bring us any magical cards? The card of death. Use it wisely, sister. The God of love. Use it wisely, sister. I got 10 more bucks. Welcome to the sideshow, sister. For a measly 10 American dollars, I can show you a trick I call the disappearing woman. You traveled far to find this forest. Come closer and I'll tell you something you may have already guessed. This is the tragic story we call the Quest of Man.
The legend tells of a human who sought magic. He traveled to a dilapidated palace in the west to find it. Somewhere on these grounds he found the third eye, and when he held it, he saw the magic of this world. This encounter by holy and profane gave him a vision of his magnum opus. Filled by the spirit of the third eye, he saw a whole universe. Everything appeared before him through magic. Alas, magic likewise gained him mastery of a woeful truth. He found that art is only as good as its spectators. In a feeble protest against Mammon and the mediocrity of man, he cut out his eyes. The third eye once again became a lost treasure, and the man faded away.
I don't know. If you can make anyone's art better by looking at it, cutting your eyes out's kinda messed up. But our not being witnesses means the art only exists for art's own sake. I think that's a very interesting take. I can agree with that on a certain level. I So if that's your stance, then you and later on, if you're anyone really is watching this in the future, on YouTube, if you're watching the VOD of this in the future on YouTube, thank you, great deal. But if you are, I'm going to actively engage you. Also, if you're here live, I'm actively engaging you. If you do prescribe to that line of thought, where do you draw the line between art and self indulgence? And I'm just genuinely curious. Because I myself enjoy art quite a bit. Okay, we don't have club. I don't know if we can get to heart. We can get to spade, though. What floor was that on? There's a file marked K630113RN. Autopsy report. That's not awesome. Politi. Oh, we're in Italy. I knew that already. What's this jar? January 13th, 1963. The subject has a substantial visible fracture in the os frontale. What is that? The occipital bone? That would be on your forehead somewhere, I think. The fracture has caused a severe injury to the frontal lobe. The injury is lethal, but in all likelihood, the cause of death is the cervical fractures to the vertebrae C2 and C3. Dang. Okay, so somebody hit the victim in the front of the head, and then either due to that hit or after that hit, their neck was broken. Reading an autopsy report just for anyone analyzing this video for TOS purposes, respectively. However, death from circulatory shock due to the extraction of the bulbous oculi cannot be completely ruled out. Something happened to the nervous system. Okay, alright. Gross. Okay. Someone beat the victim in the forehead, which broke their neck, and I assume paralyzed them, rendering them helpless to stop the person who hit them in the forehead with a heavy object uh, from pulling their eyes out. That's what that sounds like to me, without knowing Latin or being a forensic pathologist. The extraction wounds in the orbita have been caused by a sharp non-surgical instrument. The wounds inside the orbita are similar to those made from a pocket knife. The wounds could be self-inflicted or by someone else. Given the amount of glass found on the inside of the subject, there cannot be any doubt that the subject crashed through the window on the third floor. It's unlikely but possible that the subject fell through the window due to the impact needed to crush the glass. Therefore, the subject most likely either jumped through the window or was pushed. Death by illness or accident unlikely. Due to the evidence at hand, the subject has either done an action I can't repeat on either of the websites this video will be available on, or was the victim of manslaughter, murder, or involuntary manslaughter. Okay. We got a witness whose name is not available to the public. They were interviewed a day after the autopsy report was taken by Commissar Schmidt. When did this change in behavior start? The redacted person says he was eccentric when I arrived, and then his mental state took a turn for the worse after a phone call from the production company. Were you frightened by him? Uh, Not at first, no. But at some point you did find him frightening? Yes, I did. In what way did he make you uncomfortable? At which point the victim, whose name is still private for legal reasons, says something not picked up by their microphone, and the police investigator asked them to repeat, at which point they jeered at them, revealing to us that the interviewee is a woman, and she says he played with his revolver and his thoughts were very dark. Sheesh, okay. So, this dead person, or the person who made them to be in the state that they were found, in which the autopsy report was written, accosted the interviewee of that interrogation transcript and voiced a bunch of dark thoughts while toying with an active firearm, which is not great. Okay, we got submitted evidence. 3 days after the body is found. Oh, okay, no. Submitted the day the body was found. The report was submitted 3 days after the evidence was submitted. And we got an espresso cup, a revolver, a playing card, glass shards, and a letter. I know the playing card is not a heart or a spade. Red paint was found on item A, B, C, and D. There's a solid chance we've been talking to a ghost this whole time. Exact model or owner of item B could not be identified. Presumed to be a pre-war Italian model. All right, we got an investigation report from a day after after the victim was found. I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, but Andreas Coleman is a member of the Italian police force of the district where Hotel Let's Jar is located, and they arrived at the hotel at midnight. He was greeted by a person whose name is being kept private in the foyer. They were in a state of shock. It's oh, okay. They're all of their traits are being kept private. I assume this is a pronoun that's being redacted. They were in a state of shock and spoke about eyes. After being calmed, they showed the officer on site the place of the incident. The deceased was found on the gravel path, lying face down. The legs were facing the house. The deceased's right arm was folded beneath. The deceased's identifying factors are also being kept private, but their right arm was folded beneath their body while the left arm was stretched out, Pool of blood had formed beneath the body, and the deceased had visible severe head injuries. Deceased had, in addition, severe injuries to redacted, so it's not said. That's not awesome. Shards of glass were scattered on the body around the same. Upon closer inspection, there was additional red liquid near the body, which was believed to be red paint. There were 4 playing cards discovered in the inner pockets of the deceased, of which we now have 3. And we got 2 from a person, which is not great. And the third was in a file. And that one, weirdly enough, is the one that makes the most sense. A second floor window above the body had been shattered. The deceased was dead upon the arrival of Andreas Coleman again, who is a member of the police force, a member whose rank I simply cannot tell you without using Translate, a translation program of some form, and we're gonna do it right now, because I'm tired of not being able to answer you. Uh, let's see here. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it, but I will tell you what it means. Dang, you know what? We've got Italian, like there are Italians who watch this channel. If they were here now, they could let us know. But also, if they were here now in their time zone, the time zone of Italy, all of them, if there's multiple, it's pretty late. So, can't blame them. Um, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Apparently that is just a generic term for police officer. You don't get to know what Andreas's position in the force is. You don't get to know. But it sounds like to me, uh, okay. It sounds like to me this victim was identified by a witness whose identity is being kept private. Uh, as a name that is private, which if this case isn't public yet, that makes sense. Uh, and they're a foreigner, like to Italy, not to me. They're not from Italy. I don't know where they're from, but they're not from Italy. Uh, Obviously, neither am I. And according to the witness, the deceased, well, according to someone who is not the witness, actually, because the name is shorter, they're a foreigner like the band. I need to listen to that band's music. I can't tell you whether or not they are or not because I haven't heard any songs by the band Foreigner. I'm going to have to look that up later. If we have time at the end of the stream while we're rating out, I'll look up some track titles. I assume where it says the deceased had inflicted upon themselves, I would have to assume that it's eye removal or whatever the medical term for self eye removal is. And then defenestration is probably the last big black bar. That seems like a decently long enough word. That means being put through a window. Case dismissal order. Why would you ever? This is next year. Okay. May 14th. No definitive proof of foul play has been discovered in conjunction with the death of Redacted. The physical evidence points towards Redacted. It's been established that Redacted suffered a manic psychotic breakdown. There have been conflicting professional opinions on whether the stab wounds in Redacted could have been self-inflicted, but the majority state that Redacted frenzied state might have given Redacted the necessary willpower to inflict the injuries upon Redacted. Further interviews with witness Redacted have cleared the doubts surrounding her involvement, the witness's woman, in Redacted death. Therefore, no further measures will be taken in the case. The only other women we've met in the hotel that weren't uh, passed away in the form of like lying down as we walk up to them, or passed away in the form of ghosts that we meet in like a spirit maze. She was painting on a security camera screen, and when we got there, she was gone. So that was also probably a ghost, and that's not great. This file is cursed, and we need to get out of this room. It's full of incomplete and short notes. Fake gun. Body moved. Americans. R and N equals L. The L's gotta be Lorenzo. And then RN is gonna be the guy that book that we have with the gambling addiction is about. Yeah, Renzo Nero. Renzo Nero is Lorenzo, I guess. The magician, and he owns the hotel that we're in, and he's in a trailer outside and also in the hotel, and may also be potentially be the maze head man with the revolver chasing us indefinitely. We gotta get this diamond card turned into a key. And we have to find the heart room. And it's not on the first floor. It's on the second floor. Huh. We're gonna have to go back down to the first floor to get there, though. So since we're going back down there, we're just gonna turn the whatever card that is, diamond card, into a key. Because the diamond key is also on the third floor, but since we'll be on the first floor again, we'll be... No, we won't, because the heart key is on the, the second floor too. So never mind. Rudy, as a human being who's been turned into a dog, has to know that we care about him. Potentially as a human being that was turned into a dog. By the man who owns this abandoned cursed hotel, has to know that we care about him. The man who owns this abandoned cursed hotel, who we've run into multiple times inside of a pocket dimension, owning multiple different names, shooting us in the face when we answer his questions wrong. It's been it's been 57 minutes. TOS of potentially both sides says I can probably say stuff like that. Diamond card's a card of wealth. Makes sense. Use it wisely, sister. Let's go use it wisely. That's how I walk after my severe knee injury. Do not use pedestrian gait analyzing software to identify me. I will be angry. Honestly, if you use it at that point, there's not much I can do about it afterwards. But know that I'll be upset while you're doing it. That's kind of as far as it goes. I should probably do the diamond one first, so that I can try and unlock the shortcut, and then unlock the heart one next. I just didn't have that thought while I was on the first floor near the elevator. 4 is fine. What is this? What is this? The balcony door. Okay. Yeah, we don't have, to my knowledge, we don't have the thing for that. So let's open the shortcut. Strange man walks into a cafe, wears a black suit and sunglasses. He sits down on the table and whispers, I have a message for you. Meet me here for breakfast. 210 degrees after zero. Dang, I hate you so much for making me look up angles. I haven't used a protractor since grade school. Y'all seen Fight Club by David Fincher? They begged him to change that line. That's all I'm saying. If you know, you know. If you don't, probably good. Probably good. The movie's also good, but still. What time is that? 240. That would be. To be fair, while I'm looking up a picture of a traditional circular clock, he should have changed. He should have changed the line. They should have let him go with the first draft of that. They really should have. But hey, I suppose that's big cinema companies for you then. Huh. I really would have figured we would have gotten more access to things. Give me the dollar. Huh. I can't say I'm a fan of that, but okay, shortcut's a shortcut. Which means that whenever we open this, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know what the. Nobody's left a note that's like, yo, hey, what up? The door that go to the balcony window is. Yeah. Uh. Nope. Now let's do one of the lost script pages. And I don't believe it is. I don't think it's in any of the letters either. Oh, well. Hello? Oh, okay. Mm. Why didn't I see the heart door? If that's where the heart door is. Oh, I didn't walk up to the wall, I guess. I'll take that dollar. And I guess. Oh, okay. There's a scrapbook. And then that's it. Newspaper and magazine clippings. Dusseldorf Post, August 25th, 1953. This goes all the way up to 2022, and if current time is 1963, this is kind of wild. So, a decade ago, toys on display in the museum, interactive exhibition opens this weekend. Citizens of Dusseldorf visiting Bauschinger constitute in hopes of seeing beautiful paintings and on display will be severely disappointed. Curator Anne Catherine Braun states that the art of the future will require participation. The spectator will interact with the artwork and perhaps even co-create it. The first wave of this so-called art is an exhibition called Verschlossen Erinnerungen, spearheaded by Lorelei Weiss, a lesser-known artist from Frankfurt who thought it necessary to litter a fine institution like Bauschinger with childish puzzle boxes that only the most fixated could possibly open. This is an ableist article. A fine product for country fairs, no doubt. But Fraulein Weiss's clothing and insistence upon wearing sunglasses indoors suggest that, oh, anyway, that she has the hubris to think that her trinkets belong in the upper echelons of art society. Opening boxes in search of locked memories is a prime example of what's wrong with art today. Disgust. Rude, really. Report from the Electronic Art Symposium. This one takes place in 1960. I'm unsure of when, but it's issue 8 of this technology and photography magazine. Earlier this week, the exciting Electronic Art Symposium took place in Kirchsteiger Mess. The exhibition is open to everyone and hopes to show the exciting happenings in the world of electronic devices and how they used to be for more than work and calculations. Among the selected artists are Lorelei Weiss, known for her puzzle boxes recently and her innovative use of computers. It's very interesting that she managed to combine the two in a recreational way that is widely accepted, at least critically. That's me just giving my thoughts. That's not in the article. Uh, Her contribution caused quite a sensation, as its deliberate malfunction caused quite some panic. Weiss is not too keen to talk about what the work of art meant. She doesn't want to end discussions by giving a correct answer. Veteran art critic Morris Talbot insisted it was a comment on the unreliability of technology, but concept artist Ichi Tanaka thought that Weiss wanted to show us the death of an artwork. Banksy did that once. There was I don't know if the auction itself was a part of the art performance, but there was an auction for a framed piece of Banksy art, and it was bid on quite a bit. And when the bidding was finalized, someone, somewhere, I guess either Banksy himself or someone that he trusted, triggered a mechanism in the framing of the painting that he made to be auctioned off for charity. And the frame of the painting was a shredder, and it shredded it. Absolutely wild. We've got issue 4 of 1962, Cinema Occhio or Ochio, about Un Animal Terrible, the film. It's a review. There can be little doubt. This is the one about a person who gets his eyes removed as well. There can be little doubt that Lorenzo Nero is not a filmmaker for everyone's taste. His critics find him crude yet pretentious. His latest film won't win them over, but I don't think Nero cares. Un Animal Terrible is in many ways an experiment in audience participation. A number of scenes present the audience with tough choices about what should happen next. Regardless of the audience, choices in Un Animal Terrible, the film always ends with Lucia coming back to life. The interactive film thus makes fun of its own concept of interactivity. Nero says that this is a comment on the illusion of democracy, but it works just as well as a joke about the illusion of interactivity. We like to think that we affect outcomes, but in truth, most of us are mere spectators, superfluous, tired eyes. It's participation that in the end makes Un Animal Terrible such an intense viewing. This should be essential viewing for anyone remotely interested in the development of narrative media, but be warned, it is not a pleasant film by any means. We've got a journal, Dissued, July 7th, 1962. Renzo Nero wins big in Monte Carlo. It's the It's what I needed for the maze! The director caused some mirth when he arrived in Club Rogue with a grocery bag stuffed with American dollar bills and stated that he was there to clean house. According to witnesses, Renzo Nero was in good spirits and joked with both staff and other patrons. Despite the rumors about Renzo Nero, when it comes to romance, our reporter, Mrs. Melissa Dubois, caught Renzo Nero in the company of a starlet, Carla Romano, and socialite Felicia LeVay, both drinking champagne, but the big winner celebrated with a double espresso. Were you not afraid to lose such an amount? No. First of all, it wasn't my money. Secondly, I had seen in the stars that I would win. There was no reason to worry. Risky business. Gambling with a production budget. If you lost, there'd be no movie. There'd be no movie, but it's better to live no movie. I'm sorry, it's better to have no movie than a bad movie. I needed more money than the studio gave me. My apologies. Do you think you have a set? Do you think you've set an example for other filmmakers? No, it's a terrible idea that turned out very well. Casinos are crooks. I got lucky. I'd recommend filmmakers to rob banks instead because gambling is immoral. Ooh. Well, good luck with your next picture, Mr. Nero. Thank you, Bella Melissa. It'll be the one. We're restarting cinema from the beginning to the time when celluloid was magic, not for passing the time between hamburgers. There's a playing card hidden behind the article. Okay, Ace of Clubs. I am going to read the rest of these. Them talking about film as magic reminds me of the scene from The Green Knight when this lady of a castle does a lithograph. I think that's what it's called when you shine the sun on a sheet of canvas with a bunch of chemicals on it to make a shadow over time, I think, of stuff that's standing in front of it. They do that of the actor playing the main character. He's also the main actor of Monkey Man. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Give me a second. I gotta look up his name. I'm not gonna because he's come such a long way. Dev Patel. He's been in so much stuff. He was in the Sisters Brothers too. That's what I saw him in most recently before the Green Knight and Monkey Man. The Sisters Brothers is also really good, but the Green Knight for sure. Powerhouse, a good protagonist role. He's got the main role. He does a great job in it. Das Nordist Journal, 1963. June 1st or January 6th, one of the two. Maybe it's June 1st. Police are calling about the details of the death at Hotel Leicester Jar. The police are investigating a death that occurred at Hotel Leicester Jar yesterday evening. The hotel has been closed for the season, but according to neighbors, there'd been a film shoot in the weeks past. The police won't confirm that there's any correlation between the film production and the death. Commissar Schmidt, who is in charge of the investigation, refuses to release any further information. The investigation's in a delicate phase at the moment, and therefore the deceased's identity will not be released at this time. We cannot rule out the possibility of a crime, and as such, it is standard procedure to treat it like a murder investigation, the police commented earlier this morning. Dang. And then we got an article 19 years later on November 29th, not 21st, or what's a great fake month name? Galstinier 11th, 1982, in some alternate universe. But no, it's November 29th. Central European Times. Report from the inside, the Third Eye Movement. Cult or commune? A reporter secretly joined the pilgrimage. I was confused when I received an invitation to an eye-to-eye session, quote unquote, from the Third Eye Movement. After some research, in parentheses, mostly consisting of buying fellow writers a drink, my confusion turned to excitement. The third eye movement is, apparently, a gathering of painters, musicians, composers, directors, photographers, and writers. And so I thought it was in my capacity as a Mendig awarded journalist that I was invited. What's a Mendig Award? You know what? I know a journalist. I should probably ask them later. Mendig. That doesn't seem like a real thing. Is that a real thing? I see dimming. Is that a joke? Is that like a play on words about dimming? Which would be. I also see the Marjorie Kindig Award, which is presented by the Institute of General Semantics. Okay, I read that wrong and thought it said the Institute of General Schematics, and I was going to be like, well, yeah, that's true, because we were finding all those blueprints around, but I don't think that's it. I see someone has said actually no, and then someone has also said absolute cinema. I apologize because I didn't see when those came in. I am still gonna Mendig Award journalism. Not gonna do anything. Nope. Okay. If that is an award in real journalism, I can't find anything about it, and I apologize to you for not being able to help us learn together. If it's fake, then it's fake, and never mind. Jose Marie Gil, the European branch's Magnus Magister Artis, maintained that it was due to a little red collection of poetry I released back in the 60s. Jose Marie made it clear that it would not occur to him to let journalists into their midst, as journalism is a reactive craft and not a creative one. You see, the third eye movement is solely for those filled with the power of creation, something I would hear more about in the weeks to come. What I thought was a secret club for the avant-garde bohemians was something entirely different. It was like being offered a seat at King Arthur's round table. I suddenly found myself part of a quest, not for the Grail, but for something else. Sorry. A metaphysical power, an entity, a treasure of sorts. No one knew, or wanted to tell me, but it was clear that it had, perhaps thousands of years ago, appeared somewhere in Sulawesi. The members whispered of it as a zeitgeist, and they now believed it to be found in Central Europe. Speaking of Geist, any of y'all GameCube warriors out there ever play Geist on release? I didn't, but I did watch playthroughs of it when it was out. Couldn't afford a GameCube at the time. Looked pretty sick. Let me know how it was. Art Filter Issue 2, 2014. Much farther in the future than the current time this video game takes place. Where are they now? Lorelei Weiss, our search for the elusive computer image innovator who never entered the spotlight. Unearthing obscure artists is the archaeology of the 21st century. Whether it's a long dead naivist painter, I hope that's how you pronounce that, from Sweden, a minimalist composer from Latvia, or a mediocre Edwardian horror writer. They are all dug up and put on display. Obscurity adds value to a body of work, and by digging them up, we deprive them of that value. But the thing about Lorelei Wise's most interesting art is that it can't be sold because no one really knows if it exists anymore. Gallery owner Gaston Rousseau pours us a cup of coffee. Really, it just says a coffee. My brain kind of just filled that in. That's my bad. In his apartment in Paris. Last year, he started to research the possibility of doing an exhibition which would act both as a tribute and a retrospective of the eclectic artist. He'd hoped to recreate her lost art with the help of Weiss herself and today's most admired names in computer art. She was the Gauguin of the electronic era, Rousseau tells Art Filter. It's if all of Gauguin's work had been burned, that is. Weiss was an elusive figure even when she was in Zenith, but after the Nero affair, for which she sadly is most remembered, few have met her. Through Rousseau's network in the art world, he managed to track her down in Hamburg and swiftly traveled to arrange a meeting with her. I was too late. I had such big plans. Maybe I was a fool to believe that I could create a renaissance for a long forgotten electronic art pioneer. Rousseau sighs. The old woman I met could hardly see, let alone speak. It didn't look like she had much time left. Hmm. Paul Gauguin, for those of you who don't know, Paul Gauguin, or however you're supposed to pronounce that, I really couldn't tell you because I'm not French. People who know my first name assume I'm French or Haitian, but I'm not. Uh, is who's the guy who painted Starry Night? And then he removed his own ear. I don't remember if it was the left or the right, and gave it to someone as a gift. Gave it to someone as paraphrasing. Really, he just put it in their mailbox or whatever. He just made sure that it was in their possession. Blanktip name reveal. I can't say the name that you said because that is the name of multiple people in my family. I can't say that name. I'm not going to say that. But, uh, oh no. No, no. What's the guy's name, though? He painted Starry Night. He did The Scream, which is a very funny painting. But if you think about the emotions required to make that face, it's not funny. Because we'd be standing where the thing that they're making the face at is. Uh, what else did they do? They did that painting called The Green Fairy. Van Gogh! Vincent Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh didn't paint The Scream? I'm a fraud. My bad, y'all. Vincent Van Gogh didn't paint The Scream. I thought he did. He painted Starry Night, though. Connected, Issue 3, 2022. The Internet Mystery of the OCU 3. Truth or Fake? That was Edward Monk. Oh. My bad, Edward. Mr. Monk. We dive deeper into the modern myth of the 1960s supercomputer. We've all heard the story by now. In Augen Walbert, for what it's worth, I made a C in art. That's crazy. That's a subjective medium. And I was graded medium in it. Anyway, in Augen Waldberg, where entrepreneurs Mick Otto or Otto, I don't know, because anyway, there's no pronunciation markings around that last name, and Rob Geib, don't know, are building a Euro Funland. complete with golf courses, spas, and restaurants. A construction worker came upon a computer believed to be from the 1960s, the OCU-3. First found in what was the basement of the old mansion, which previously stood on the grounds, it was later sold at a flea market and eventually ended up in the hands of an anonymous individual known as Pooty? Pooty? Putty? Whatever you prefer, on several forums. That person then claims to have managed to reconstruct parts of the data on the OCU-3. We've all seen the results on the internet. We've all been astonished by it, and we've all asked ourselves the same questions. Was this the type of technology available in the 1960s? Could an entire interactive retrospective be made or even fit on the primitive devices of that time? Tech heads out there, what y'all think? Yeah or no? In the coming weeks, we will try to answer these questions and dive deeper into the mystery of the OCU-3. We don't get to know. You don't get to know. And neither do I. Until the game is over. To be fair, we did send a man to the moon. Allegedly. Hey, not to date this video, but like, we sent more this time, but we didn't land. We just went around it. Are there movie posters near these locked doors? There's a lot of doors on floor 2. 1948. Do I have that key? I do. Awesome. Projector and film rolls. 1948 video installation. In our life, we're always looking for directions, be it to get home or move forward. But in 1948, the artist instead presents us with the idea that how we turn is equally important as our direction, even suggesting that they're one and the same. Vertical bottom to top. Horizontal right to left. Vertical bottom to top. But on the right side, stationary square. Okay. This room's tricky. No, I got it. I think I got it. The solution makes sense. No, I think I got it. I just gotta write down how they're going. Okay. One. Okay. Film row 1, left side bottom to top rotation. Film row 9. Right side left to right horizontal rotation. 19. What room are we in? 48? We're gonna get attacked by the maze head man after we leave this room, aren't we? I don't know, my eyes are doing the thing. My eyes and the screen are doing the thing. Where's the where is the exhibition room? Room 2014. Where's the exhibition room though? Is here? Backyard? No. Exhibition sculpture. Where am I? Oh, okay. We go all the way up here. Dang, dude, what? Okay. Dang. We're gonna have to get in there to try and save. Huh. Dan, you lied! Dan, you lied! Dan, you lied! I didn't say he wouldn't attack. I said we'd be fine. You better hope I survive. You better hope I survive. You're the person I trust the most in this. You're my one, you're my only mod. You hear almost every time. I don't have anybody else to turn to. Come on, man. Alright, now I gotta describe this room immaculately. Where someone is gonna just do me wrong with a snub nose, and I don't want that. Would you quantify that as a stone table or an altar? Look, I'll just put a slash and say it's a table altar with from the tables. You know what? I'ma just say from right to left. And specify that it's as facing. Candle, chalice, cross. Shorter candle. Chalice. Okay, there we go. Okay, I've got my description of the scene written down. Oh, he's doing the Scout's honor. I didn't write that down though. Hang on. He's doing the Scout's honor. And covering his eyes. Magician covering eyes and doing Scout's honor. Did I check behind the altar? No. No, Dan, I did not. There's nothing back here. Oh, well, there's footsteps. Oh, dang it, there's glasses, and an October glass, and a mug. How many footsteps are back here? 5? 6, technically, if you count them all. They're about to be like, which lens in the sunglasses was cracked? Which lens in the sunglasses was cracked? And how many footsteps away is the farthest red paint footstep from the cracked lens? You're out of your mind. Don't do this. A maze with 9 pieces. Surely, there's no way that could fit a closed eye. Don't kill me, please. No! I was looking at the stuff under the table. I was looking at the stuff under the table. Don't say I should have waited for you. I gotta solve it on my own. I gotta solve it on my own. Oh, from the body sprawled on the floor on the second floor. I gotta solve it on my own. Oh man, dang. I hate that guy. I hate that maze head guy. You stopped me from beating the game. I don't like you. I can't fight you either. This isn't a game where I can just combat you regularly. we can't engage in mutual violence like we could in a regular video game, and I don't like that. You're stopping me. Oh, thank you, game. Give me my dollar. You know the $2 I deserve that you took from me after you assaulted me in the hallway. I refuse. I refuse to forgive you. Never, ever. Literally ever. Now I gotta do this dang puzzle all over again. Already wrote it down. Did they change? Check my notes. Dang dog, did I change it? Oh no. Oh no. They made me friggin' change it. Did I change it? No. Oh man. Well, we're brute forcing it now. Sorry, everybody. Hersmuller's computer Hersmuller's Computing Prize, awarded for significant usage of computational devices. They're shaming me for save scumming. I see. I understand. That's fair. It's deserved. You didn't have to call me out on it. It's deserved, though. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it because to be for real, that's you know what, you got me. You caught me in 4K. There's nothing else I can say. In my left hand, I have total the amount of coins I have. In my right hand, I have half the amount of what I have in my left hand. The rest, 6 coins, are hidden away in my hat. How many coins do I have? You got 24 coins, Playboy. I hope. Okay. Neurons still firing. Good to know. You already shamed me for it. I'm just gonna wear the achievement with pride now. Hey, did you save scum your way through the? Yes. Yeah, I did. Mm. Mm. I gotta rotate it right. I see. I. Pestilentia, bellum, famis, and mors. Nah. Nah, though, 'cause you just told me. That's so crazy. Alright, so bellum, right? So that should be a capital B, right? Should that not be a capital B? Does it all have to be lowercase? I don't. I guess it'll always be lowercase. I'll just leave it alone. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Moors. Should it? Damn. I understand that we like that they. Okay. I'm gonna have to put an L here, aren't I? Uh, okay. Okay. I'll take that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but I'll take it. There's paint on the floor here now. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. I'm gonna let that happen. I'm gonna let that happen and I'm gonna ignore it. But just so we're clear, that upset me an incredibly great deal. That was wild. That was something else. I mean, it technically has to, doesn't it? But it's wild almost how much it's not doing that. We know it has to go in one of these. We sure do. We sure do. And it's crazy that it's not doing that. It's so wild that it's not going into one of the paintings. We know it's not the E because it refuses. What what the hell? Where am I? Okay. Anyway, we know it's not the E because this is already done, and it was the C and the B won't work here. Maybe because everything's lowercase. I really couldn't tell you. You're not gonna get an answer out of me, that's for sure. And then this. Maybe you gotta have like a sideways M. That's the only thing that makes sense with the other E that I'm seeing there. But if that were the case here, if that were the case here though, so what am I supposed to do with it? There's no way that I can turn this that it makes a B, that it's not already a B. Especially a lowercase one. There's another one behind the confessional. Wait, straight up? For real? I didn't think there was. There's no one there, though. But there's no one in there. That's all it tells me. I'm a fool. Ignore the past couple seconds of footage. Don't look at it. And don't ever refer to it ever again in your life. You're doing just that. I, I begged you. I told you in confidence, please. What's even worse now, I don't know what to do with these coins. I don't know what to do with these coins at all. I gotta get to a computer so fast or this ghost is gonna rip me in half. It's just gonna destroy me. I'm already sparking and stuttering. It's bad. No, please, please. Oh, okay, great. Okay. Give me 1 second. think maybe I don't have to adjust my schedule. I'm going to go for a little bit. I'm going to go for a little bit more. 60% of the truth uncovered. Let's go. I'm in the Magnus archives. You can't get me out. Let's go. Leave me alone. Get juked. You have no ankles to break because you refuse to submit to gravity. Your ankles don't touch the ground. I will shatter them anyway. You will not get away, I promise. I gotta turn this club key card into a key and then just gallop upstairs. Just forget decorum. Forget decorum. Forget social graces. Just scamper up the steps as quickly as possible and use the club key I'm about to get. The card of luck. The ace of clubs is turned into a club-shaped key. You've been a wonderful audience. Okay, goodbye, buddy. I'll see you in the maze, I guess. It's crazy that you were trying to shoot me in there, but in here you think I'm kind of okay. But then again, one of them is a contest and one of them is you pandering, so okay, I guess. Oh, please, 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 please. Okay. Face me, if you must. I I don't remember getting a, I did get a script page. I never dropped it off. No, oh, it's this again. So it never saved, truly. And it's the trifoil thing, like you said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Footsteps in the red liquid. The only one laying over was the one on the ground. Okay. The chapel at night. The gate creaks open. A grandfather clock chimes somewhere in the house. The woman scans the dusky room for any signs of danger. There's no one there, save for a handful of wooden saints. Then a shadow of a man steps out from the compact darkness. The magician! He repeats the gesture. What's that mean? That I search for the third eye. The magician takes his hand off his eyes. The woman raises an eyebrow and examines the magician closely. Why are you doing this? I can tell that it's you. When the third eye passes us by, the world belongs to creators. It's a time for beauty and chaos. An artist will be crowned king, and he will lead our victory over Mammon. What do you want? My brotherhood wants you to know that our Italian friend has suffered a nervous breakdown of game-changing proportions. The magician studies the woman's reaction. I trust that you can keep a secret. Should he be unable to finish this project, it could potentially set back art 200 years. That's ridiculous. I'm sworn to secrecy, but I can tell you this much. Your maze is of utmost importance to his mental health, to my order, and indeed to the future of mankind. It's just an art project. The magician takes a deep breath. A maze that it is a manifestation of something larger than you and I. Surrender to the red beast and let it guide thy hand. Don't, maybe don't do that. That sounds. This maze must be the death blow to the materialistic society. That doesn't sound bad. This is a loaded paragraph. I'm afraid that it's beyond my reach. The magician takes off. That's loaded as well. Takes off his hat and pulls out a journal. We'd hoped it wouldn't come to this, but we've read your diary. We know everything about you and what you've done. We've seen it in the stars and in the moon. I don't keep a diary. Well, it might not be yours in this dimension, but we're all one here. It's the same story in different times. Stop. Stop it. What do you want? We're simply asking you to play along with the game for the sake of the project. It'd be easier for us. I've had enough. Very well, Signorina. I'll relay your answer to my superiors. They'll be disappointed. My brotherhood can't guarantee your safety if you won't follow protocol. Okay. Club door on the first floor. That means we get to go to the ladder that's on the outside. Finally, let's go! I've been waiting for this. I'm going to do that, and then we're probably... Let me see if anyone's on. Any of our friends on? If not, then unfortunately fun time is over. But if so, fun time's just getting started. If you have extra time. If you don't, fun time is still over, unfortunately. But that is up to you. My device that I use the stream manager on is seconds from death. Please, please allow me a moment to situate y'all and get your next point of destination set up so that I don't just leave y'all floating in the ether. If you're here live, if you're watching the VOD of this in the future, this isn't something you have to worry about, and I apologize for the inconvenience, but you have to be sensitive to your temporally behind compatriots. Because if you're If you're all viewers, that's what you are. You're all the same thing. It doesn't matter when it is. You're all the same thing. It's okay. You are the same no matter what time it is. Who's here? Ah, perfect. Perfect. We got two great choices. Okay. All right then. Let's open this and figure out what we're gonna do. And then it's dinner time for me. And I thank you all for your time. This is the outside ladder. Okay, I was gonna say for a second there, this didn't seem like. I thought it would have been on a different. Nothing either, just the ladder too. I'm angry. Okay, and I know exactly. What's making me mad is I know exactly what room this is. I know exactly what room this is in the exhibition. Of course I do. Of course I do. Alright. Well, we'll solve a lot of these locks tomorrow. We'll open more locked doors than we've ever had access to. That's probably not true. We've had some great runs here, but for now, we're in and out. I gotta eat dinner. Y'all should do whatever it is that y'all gotta do while y'all can do it. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of however much of your day you have left. If you're watching the VOD of this in the future, thank you. And if you're from the past, and if you're watching the VOD of this on YouTube, thank you a great deal. Where's the closest computer? Where is it? Where am I? Where is it? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. And then we can go. We can go back in the. And we can, I think, solve the full maze. I'll see you then. Thanks for stopping by.